He stood on the Oscar stage, holding the award the industry said he would never win. But to understand the man gripping that golden statue, you have to look far past the Hollywood glitz, back to a place that looked nothing like a movie set. Los Angeles, 1974. His early childhood was spent bouncing between his divorced parents in East Hollywood. The neighborhood was rough. Drug deals in the alleys, sex workers on the corners. His mother was so afraid of the streets that she rarely let him play outside. He was a restless, hyperactive kid. At age 5, he landed a spot on a children's educational show called Romper Room and was promptly kicked off the set. He was too disruptive, too wild. By the time he started going to serious auditions, his first agent pulled him aside and delivered a blunt ultimatum. They told him his given name was too ethnic, too foreign. If he wanted to get cast, he had to change it. They wanted to sanitize him. They suggested he call himself Lenny Williams. He refused. He kept his real name. That single decision set the tone for everything that followed. A flat-out refusal to let the industry put him in a neat, marketable box. His father, George, an underground comic artist, backed his son's defiance. He walked him through the city, pointing out street murals, teaching him to look at art far outside the mainstream. That unpolished energy became his greatest asset. When he auditioned for the sitcom Growing Pains, producers were hesitant, but he walked into a room full of highly rehearsed child actors and simply outperformed them, winning the role of a homeless teenager on raw instinct. Television was entirely too safe. At 19, he made the leap into feature films with This Boy's Life. This meant acting alongside Robert De Niro. De Niro pushed him brutally hard on set, forcing the young actor to absorb a rapid, intense education in how to hold his own against a giant. The payoff came quickly. In What's Eating Gilbert Grape, he played a teenager with an intellectual disability. The performance was so genuine that audiences assumed they were watching a documentary. By age 19, he secured his first Academy Award nomination. He had proved that delivering uncomfortable, unvarnished truth worked. The safe, manufactured Lenny Williams would never have pulled that off. In 1997, a visionary director named James Cameron approached him with a massive project. He almost turned it down. He was terrified of being cast as a standard romantic lead, terrified of being reduced to nothing but a pretty face. This turret shows exactly why he eventually agreed. Cameron's Titanic demolished previous box office records, generating $2.2 billion and becoming the highest-grossing film in history. The success ended his ability to move through the world unnoticed. He became the center of a terrifying global phenomenon dubbed Leomania, unable to walk down the street without triggering screaming mobs and blinding paparazzi flashes. He had reached the extreme limit of global exposure, only to realize the industry had finally caught him. He was secured within the very box he'd spent his youth avoiding. So he ran. He deliberately abandoned safe leading man roles, seeking out bizarre, difficult characters to shatter that golden heartthrob image. Here is a timeline of his resulting nominations: 2004, 2007, 2014. Time after time, he delivered incredible performances, only to lose. The internet turned his empty hands into a joke, dubbing it the Oscar curse. He responded by pushing himself to the physical brink. While shooting The Revenant, he endured sub-zero temperatures, repeatedly submerged himself in freezing rivers, and even ate raw bison liver. He did it because he wanted the audience to viscerally feel the cold. He wanted them to feel the sheer, agonizing willpower required to survive. That 22-year wait for an Oscar represents the measurable cost of his specific choices, the fallout of a career built on friction rather than consensus. Finally, on February 28, 2016, the envelope was opened, and Cate Blanchett read his name. The drought was over. He immediately used the most watched moment of his career to address climate change, eventually taking that same message directly to world leaders at the United Nations. To tackle the massive scale of this crisis, he established a foundation that has since committed over $100 million to environmental protection. The kid who refused to be Lenny Williams eventually stood on that stage as himself. By holding to his own identity for 30 years, DiCaprio turned a career of difficult choices into a legacy that the industry finally had to validate on his own terms.